Does the president have the stamina, physically and mentally, do you think, to continue on even after 2024?
Don, you're asking me this question. Oh my gosh, he's the president of the United States. You know, I can't even keep up with him.
The most difficult part about a meeting with President Biden is preparing for it, because he is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
I can testify because I've been working very closely with this president for the past 2 years. I've been knowing him for 30 years. And I'm telling you, this guy's tough. He's smart. He's on his game.
Joe Biden has vision. He has knowledge. He has a strategic thinker.
The president is focused. He's detail-oriented. He's always thinking about the big picture.
He is engaging. He is capable. He has an incredible record as president.
And I'm often with him on foreign trips. He's at the top of his game.
So he has a vision. He has knowledge. He has judgment. He has a strategic thinking.
I met with the president, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks ago, and he seemed fine to me.
Now, what we just heard there are a list of Democrat politicians, military folks, members of the Biden administration, all going on national television and flat out lying, telling us, oh, he's great, he's strong, he's running circles around us all. Meanwhile, the lid has come off and everybody knew that Joe Biden was mentally deteriorating. And it's even come out that the man had prostate cancer. But yet the administration hid it from the American people. Not only hid it, they downplayed it and then told us that we were crazy and that what we were seeing and what we were thinking was wrong. They called it right-wing conspiracies, media hit jobs, even though the entire media landscape supports the left wing, the Democrat Party, with the exception of like Newsmax and Fox News, who will bring it straight. And then, of course, you got your online independent media, but legacy media, all are complicit in the Joe Biden cover-up. Now, in this video, Jake Tapper decided that he was going to go on a tour where he was going on all the different legacy media stations and even decided to pop in on a couple of really big popular political podcasts. And what he's doing is he's hawking his book. And the name of his book is called The Original Sin. And what this book is about is the Joe Biden cover-up. It goes deep within the Biden administration and really lays out how much stuff was hid, how many people knew, what type of things was going on behind the scenes that was shocking folks, where they realized Joe Biden was not fit to be leading. He wasn't fit to lead his own household, let alone lead the country. So you're going to see these clips where when I tell you Megyn Kelly whips Jake Tapper's butt all over the place, you will be blown back about how she literally calls this man out to his face. And just in case you forgot, because it's been a few months and, you know, Joe Biden, they've done everything they could to hide him. He popped out recently and showed up on The View. Embarrassing fashion. Jill Biden had to take over talking for him. He couldn't complete his sentences, was doing the whole start talking to him. Well, you know, anyway, he did that. Embarrassing. And it showed that his wife had to step in and complete the interview for him because he was incapable. But in case you forgot, here's a couple of Joe Biden greatest hits. Then we're going to roll into Megyn Kelly whipping Jake Tapper's tail all over the place. But check out our once leader, Joe Biden.
I'm going to go to South Korea. We're going to get the chip. What are you doing? I'm going to get Japan and Korea. I'm going to go to.
Oh, my God. Then we got this doozy.
Remember the last guy when he was president, he said we have retired. He had every week. We have infrastructure week.
I mean, this is crazy. And then I don't know if you remember the time where he had Zelensky was here visiting and Joe Biden had the podium. Joe Biden called Zelensky Putin, which was like, that's like calling Tim Scott, the black senator from South Carolina, that's like calling him David Duke. You know what I mean? It was the craziest thing. You called Zelensky, who's the enemy of Putin, you called him Putin, then tried to back it up. We're going to be Putin. No, Joe, your mind was gone. But let's get off into Megyn Kelly tearing Jake Tapper a new one. So here's the first clip.
You covered the Biden presidency aggressively throughout the 4 years, and you didn't cover mental acuity hardly at all. I mean, time and time again, when issues came up, you seem to be running cover for the president. You didn't seem interested. Well, I mean, we'll start with the Laura Trump issue that you referred. Here it is. This happened in 2020.
Joe Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter. How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
you are
to
no
watch somebody on stage search for
that's so
questions.
amazing.
You're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were mocking his stutter. Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline.
And it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay.
That is all I'm saying. I genuinely feel sorry for Joe Biden.
I appreciate it. I'm sure it was from a place of concern. We all believe that. Laura Trump, thank you so much.
Do you want to apologize to Laura Trump now?
If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid, hit that like button, because I'll never ask you for a cash app or a super chat, but you hitting that like button, it really, really helps the channel. It helps spread the information out. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And once you do, all you got to do is hit that notification bell and select all. And then that way you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Now, it is insane to see Jake Tapper coming out here saying stuff like, we were fooled. I can't believe that they pulled one over on us, as if he wasn't complicit, as if he wasn't coming out here literally going at anybody who had anything negative to say about Joe Biden, because he definitely was. And the fact that now he turns around and is profiting off of the lies that he helped push is insane to me. I don't even know how this is allowed. You see, this is what the Democrats do. And he's a part of that left-wing machinery. They do this all the time. They create a problem, and then they play victim to the problem. It's like right now with lawfare. They attacked any Republican that they didn't like. They went after Christians. They went after gun owners. They went after anyone that didn't fall in line with them ideologically. They used the IRS. They used Homeland Security. They used the FBI. They were showing up to parents' homes that went to school board meetings protesting transgender books being given to their kindergarten children. And they literally would put on domestic T-word list. It rhymes with terrorist, but it starts with a T. Can't say the word because YouTube was in it. They were taking parents, and this is all fact. This is not alleged. If you were a parent that showed up at a school board meeting and complained, you went on a list of domestic smearerists, and the FBI were looking at you. If you were a Catholic, Catholics were being screened and looked at by the FBI. As a matter of fact, at one point, JP Morgan, Bank of America, it was requested that a query was done on anyone that bought Bibles and guns. Look it up. And now Jake Tapper's out here saying, oh, I didn't know anything. We were all bamboozled. Yeah, I did a little part, but no, dude, you were on CNN pushing this crap the most and attacked President Trump's daughter-in-law when she called it like she saw it. Then act like Joe Biden had this major stutter. None of us knew Joe Biden had a stutter, but it doesn't stop there. Here's another clip of Megyn Kelly calling him out.
I did ask Joe Biden to be transparent about his health records in an interview in 2020. I did ask him about the fact that voters thought that he was not transparent at all. No,
he promised you that he would be transparent about his health records, and then he wasn't. And when you sat with him again, including 1 month after the Jackie Walorski thing, you didn't ask him about it. You didn't follow up on the fact that he was falling up the stairs, that he was losing his train of thought regularly, that he was slurring, that he was incomprehensible, that he was getting lost on the White House lawn. You sat right across from him and you asked none of that, notwithstanding the fact that he had promised you he would be fully transparent about his health issues. You know as well as I do that there's a way of, you can say, hey, there's this poll on your age, or you could say, you just forgot that Jackie Walorski was dead. You asked where she was moments after watching a videotape tribute to her. You lowered the flags at the White House after she died. This happened 13 days before you sat with him. There is a way of pressing a man like that on the actual infirmities to bring it home to him and to the audience, and you didn't do it. It wasn't just that. I mean, you sat with him a couple of times in the course of his presidency, and these issues were not pressed. Well, there was at least that time, and then there was the time at the beginning. And but separate and apart from that, you covered the Biden's presidency. No. Let me just finish my point. You covered the Biden presidency. Okay, right. And it was 13 days after the Jackie Walorski thing. But you covered the Biden presidency aggressively throughout the 4 years, and you didn't cover mental acuity hardly at all. I mean, time and time again, when issues came up, you seemed to be running cover for the president. You didn't seem interested. Do you want to apologize to Laura Trump now?
I've already apologized to her. I called her months ago.
I feel angry because she was right. And not only did you not allow her to make her comments, but you seemed to try to humiliate her. You had a hostility toward the position, but she was totally right. And then you lectured her on how she was in no position to diagnose cognitive decline, which you guys do at length, including on page 4 of your book. You describe at length his cognitive decline, which is all she tried to do with you. But you had such a visceral reaction to her.
Joe Biden has been saying stupid things for decades. Okay,
I get what you're saying, but this minimizes it too, because it was more than saying stupid things. But I'm telling you, like over here in my ecosphere, we were covering all of these. It wasn't just falling down. It was getting lost. It was some of the stuff you report in your book, we knew and we were reporting on, like the multi-jump cuts in the videos of him, where it was obvious he couldn't get through a 1-minute take. So they had to use those. It was clear to us that he was using teleprompter, and there was some reporting on that at the time, all of which the White House was denying. Now, with the current White House, I have some connections. With the Joe Biden White House, I had none, but you did. You did. And so while you've been in Washington 30 years, Jake, you guys, you and CNN have White House connections, but there was no effort, none, to get to the bottom of this. And now for you guys to write this book, like there was a cover up. It's like there was a cover up and there was an attempted cover up. It could only ever work if you allowed it.
Wow. Didn't I tell you that Megyn? Did I tell you that Megyn take him to task? She was not letting him get away with any of it. Now, that gentleman on the far right, he literally just won like the Journalist of the Year award. And at the dinner, he chastised the entire media of how they dropped the ball and how they were misled and they didn't report it right. But how is it that these so-called experienced journalists, these political journalists, could not see what little old I or you or anyone else? Now, I'm not some Washington insider. I'm not some educated political journalist at all. I'm an American human being with 2 eyes that has 20/20 vision and with good hearing that can look and see that this man was not all there. I could hear when he spoke that he was not all there. And so for these folks act like, I don't even know. It was just so deceptive. Nobody told me. Nobody had to tell me what I saw. Nobody had to tell me that this man wasn't with it. And what's real crazy, they want to talk about, oh, Trump and 25th Amendment and President Trump's mental acuity. You got Democrats that are literally right now trying to pull the 25th Amendment on Trump while sitting for 4 years, knowing that Joe Biden wasn't all the way there. They knew it prior to him running in 2020. And what this does, this outbreak of information has destroyed them even ever attempting to pull this crap on President Trump. There's no way Democrats could try to get high and mighty on their horse and, oh, we need this from Trump. We need cognitive. The whole world knows now y'all covered it up. The whole world knows y'all did not want President Biden's doctors coming out. The press was requesting it. And the press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, lied every time. Oh, we're going to bring him out. Oh, we're going to bring him out. It's come out that Joe Biden didn't even remember the name of his national security advisor, Jake Sullivan. He had like one cabinet meeting in a year and a half, and it was led by Jill Biden. There's pictures of it. Hunter Biden was sitting in on foreign policy meetings with Joe Biden, sometimes on behalf of Joe Biden. So you got your gun-toting, crack-smoking, fraudulent, no-tax-paying son, criminal son, who is a felon, sitting in foreign policy meetings. What type of decisions were made? You got 1,500 pardons that were given out. Now we learned that it was used with the auto pen. We also learned that certain border legislation was signed with auto pen. And now it's coming out that allegedly some aides had access to the auto pen and may have been making millions of dollars granting pardons to people who otherwise would have never had one. The highest amount of pardons prior to what President Biden did was 300 and some change by Barack Obama. Joe Biden pardoned over 1,500 people. 1,500. And we're talking about PDF files, you know, the pedos. We're talking about fraudsters, people that literally robbed city municipalities of 20, 30, I think it was 30, 40 million dollars. It's insane. But this is what comes with the Biden administration. So it's just crazy now how everybody just acts like we didn't know anything. Nobody knew what was going on. I'm just so confused. It is amazing. And I'm so happy that I'm watching people like Megyn Kelly, other folks that are calling them out. Even The View is blasting. You know, I can't stand the cackling hands of The View. They're blasting Jake Tapper because this is so disingenuous. You don't give a damn about sharing the real information with the American people. You only cared about protecting the Democrat Party. You're a left-wing hack. And once they didn't win and the nation has shifted and the country's going more right, everybody's trying to realign and protect their careers. Jake Tapper was after a money grab. And you want to know something? I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to read the book. I'm going to buy it today and read it. It's not to support Jake Tapper, but I really want to know just how deep the rabbit hole goes. It sucks that I'm going to put a couple dollars in his pocket, but at the same time, for me to get online and talk about these types of things or to criticize him without going in through the book will be disingenuous to you. So I plan on doing that, and I'll report to you what it is that I find, some of the real juicy stuff that's in there that may not be publicized yet. But tell me what you think about this. What do you feel about Jake Tapper coming out now and making money off the same propaganda that he pushed? Do you think it should be allowed? Or should every dollar that he makes off of that be donated to some charity or some fund to help homeless people, to help Americans that are going through a tough time? I do. I don't believe he should be able to profit $1 off of that at all, but that's just me. And if you stayed and watched this video up to this point, I really do appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. Do me a solid if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't. Leave a comment. Tell me how you feel. Most importantly, you be safe and you stay great. I'm Brian Maxwell saying I look forward to seeing you at the top. Over and out, y'all.